Okay. Ugh. Some Steam issues, but they seem to be sorted out now. Alright, today I've been slowly going through the community servers secretly behind everybody's back. And I need I need YouTube up on my phone. I've been going slowly behind everybody's back secretly in hiding and getting amnesites on random no-pop servers. Why, you ask? Why on earth would you do this, Drift? Well, why not? And for secondly, also, because I want to. And I think it'll be cool. Can I hear myself? Oh, hold on. I want to. And, okay, I can hear myself. It's still showing AFK though. That's good that I saw that. Aneurism? Hey, okay. Okay, and so I've been going behind everybody's back and getting amnesites, but so I've got a 50 on a few of them, and so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna refresh and get the best ping. I don't think this one works. Try it again today. It does not work. But what we're going to do is go to all the ones that work. Oh, okay, this one works. And I'm sorting by ping because I want to. And anytime we see that we don't have amnesites, oh my god, 1005. We are going to get 50 amnesites on that server. We are going to do that until we hit 50 amnesites on every server that isn't, like, you know, the main 3 that have people on them, and then we're going to do those 3. Because I feel like those have the highest chance of actually getting wiped, as opposed to, or getting rotted anyway, as opposed to, like, oh, whoops, as opposed to me maybe inadvertently waiting too long to get the 50 on those servers, and then like an update comes and they're force wiped anyway. My god. Camera's like ultra loud. But so what we're gonna do is just every server, I'm gonna show you guys the meta for aneurysm or not aneurysm hunting, for amnesite hunting. We are gonna get 50 AMs on every server, and I'm not gonna do the same method for every server. Yeah, a little freebie. But I am gonna get I am gonna try to keep it to like high amnesite earning stuff. And I'm also gonna use this opportunity to talk about, like, you know, amnesites are not the end goal in this game, right? Like, the point of the game is not to get the amnesites. Those are just things that help you. So is the money, the credits. But for the sake of my OSRS instincts to find the most efficient way of getting EXP, what the come in.
Hey bro, I'm gonna head out to work. I did the scale, so it's all set up for mom. And I set up the table that goes over Dawn's chair, so, shouldn't be anything really to do on the task list for her today, so if there's anything else, like, after Wana leaves or whatever, if she needs help, we can just do that. That would be super helpful, because I'm gonna try.
Is this something you can text me, man? I'm live right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna go work. I'll be back super late. I'll be right
Good luck.
back. Love you.
And we're gonna do super high earning stuff, because my OSRS instincts are telling me to do that. There are several ways. I'm gonna spoil it. There's just one way that's like super lucrative, but it's not exclusively the one way. Okay, I got wood too, so I don't even need to go looking for anything. Vomit coffin on every community server? I could vomit coffin on every server. Hey, I'm gonna call you Tree. I don't know if you're comfortable with me saying your name on live stream. I could make festering because it would be easy. That would be easier than getting the 50 amnesites. the vomit coffin, festering serum. I could just get that. I mean, the biggest thing would just be waiting for, like, machine trinkets on every server. And if literally everything is broken, I would have to fix something. But we're focusing on grinding amnesites and kind of catching stream snipers as they desire to come in and catch me slipping. I welcome the competition. This game is designed with PvP in focus. I'm not some little bitch who's gonna cry about RDM the second Prol smacks him with a pipe. So please feel free to come in and keep me company, or to hinder my progress. Friend or foe are welcome. This will also probably help out the community server. You know, if you come in and raise the pop, it makes their PP grow bigger when the number on the left of the population screen gets bigger. So, you know, help them out with that. Noble pursuit. But this server, I'm gonna pretty quickly. I've done this task in Amogus quite often. I'm gonna pretty quickly stack up 10 AMs just to show you how this is done. When you can come in and really get in on a community server or like a dead regular server. Hey, I've just started playing this. Love it. I'm off work with a busted back, so this stream's gonna keep me occupied. Awesome. We're gonna drift around the servers, so I hope I'll keep you all entertained. Biggest first step in any server is getting a pickaxe. It cuts the time it takes to smack any of these nodes down from 24 hits to 12. And you might think that's the peak, but you might be interested to know that the what is that guy called? The Zealot. The axe, the ritual axe, can mine any node in 8 swings. So it actually does, number do go up. Cool to see an Aneurism stream. Yeah, there's a lot of people streaming it on Twitch, but I don't have followers on Twitch. I don't have people coming in to see the stream. And I'm more of a... I'm too short of an attention span to maintain Twitch. I'm gonna get bored of this. As soon as I hit 50 AMs, I'm gonna get bored of this. But we're not gonna do mining every single one. We are gonna do the other fates. But like I was saying earlier, the spoiler alert is that you're kind of gonna hit the peak of getting AMs as a prol, not as a slave. The other fates, you get more agency with, right? The prol is actually the best for making AMs, but spending those AMs is way more fun on a different fate. Oh my gosh, so many chats. Streamers probably get sniped more on populated servers. Well, you'd think. But since the way that this game structures its, like, you know, it's... This will tell me anyone that's in the server, right? And if you go to the listings, it'll show you who's on, right? And so any of the servers, this is something that I think Velosa made like a ping about in their Discord. There are people that will go to community servers or even the official servers that just don't have any pop. And like kind of hunt people down and ruin their day and spoil them. Which I have mixed opinions on. I think, you know, like me, you've just kind of got to always be ready. This is a game with PvP in mind, and also, yeah, maybe don't stalk people between servers, you know. I don't... Unless they're cool with it, you know, like I am. Unless they're literally asking for it. But this is sort of a game where you can PvP, but you're probably going to have a little bit more fun picking when to PvP you know, than just going around RDMing. Like, people in this game use RDM as a slur. People will get super triggered to just go RDMing on some of the community servers. But today we will be... This is already almost 10 AMs. This inventory, 1, 2, 3, 4 more nodes, and then 1 more inventory, and that'll be 10 AMs. And I've gone around as scum and broken... okay, before I choose the scum fate, I repair everything as the liquidator and have fixed every single thing on the server, and then have gone around as scum, and the amount that you get from breaking every single thing on the server that you can as scum is like 10 to 12 AMs if you get every single thing in one life and you don't forget anything. So even if you're trying to get the classes, but the speed at which you get those AMs is really quick. So it's kind of like farming in OSRS where, yeah, theoretically, the EXP per hour is high, but realistically, you can only capitalize on so many EXP drops an hour. You know, you can't ever get those numbers realistically, right? By just adding more time. And so this job, the metalwork job, I love what they've done with it, by the way. Since the rework from the foundry, or whatever it is, where you had to pour them into ingots. I love how this has been reworked. It makes me less anxious to just leave stuff up there, because I know that they won't be able to just straight up steal it. I can still get amnesites from those ore as they're stealing them. You know, it takes a lot longer for them to steal it like this, and it's more pro-social because I'm more eager to talk to the people in the metal pit and go like, hey, are you getting coal? Like, how many coal do you have? Do you want coal and I can get iron? And then we split, you know, like, what's up? You know, how you want to do this? It makes me feel more pro-social. But this is also just now, it's objectively the best amnesites, no matter what you're doing, no matter what fate you're playing. So that doubles it's you. Oh, whoops, I don't need coal. I got distracted. I also do this casually to farm the skin drops. You get skins every time, or you get the opportunity to get a skin drop anytime you get green text to show up saying that you've got progress towards your sense bar. So like anytime you earn AMs, even if you're not earning credits when you get the AMs, you're still earning the potential to get a skin. And from my experimentation, you can only get 2 skins in like one 24-hour period. And that period isn't necessarily based on when you get the skins. It's more based on when, I don't know, when the game, like, dictates your, like, the window of time you're, like, because theoretically you could get 4 skins in one session, right? If you're on both ends of the window of time where you're allowed to get skins, like, between each refresh. You kind of understand what I'm saying. If you're familiar with farming skins in Rust or CSGO. Alright. Now, so you'll notice I only put 4 coal in here. And there's 1 billion fucking metal, right? There's no way I'm going to be able to protect like this from other people coming and just stealing it. So this is only a tactic that you can use on low pop server. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Kind of cool. Only a tactic you can use on low pop servers. Because otherwise people will Like 1,000,000% people will just linger around Metalwork to steal shit. What you can do to prevent people from taking it is just drop it in front of you one by one and hold on to the ingots. Why to go? Why to go? Why not? Because if I did the 50 amnesites on every single server on official, there's an extremely high likelihood, that's literally something I have in the description, by the way. There's an extremely high likelihood of the server getting rotted or wiping between updates. Community servers usually won't directly wipe their amnesites or like all of the items and stuff when a content update drops. Like they don't have to. It's not force wipe like Rust. But the official servers definitely will. And so if I want this goal to be like achievable in a realistic amount of time, like, you know, the hundreds of hours it's going to take, I need to rely on either the server not rotting, there not being enough people to rot it, you know, or for the servers that do have a lot, like Chroma's server, the Scum Village, and Last US, I have to do those last because I can't rely on that same thing. Come to memory. I'm not on official right now. We are on community servers, and we are trying to get 50 anemnesites on every single community server. That may, like, and also I'm not, you know, I'm not 100% certain this is going to be achievable, because the alternative is they do a major content update, and there's a version compatibility error, and the server is, like, forced to do a wipe, right? You know, when something major happens. Then I'll lose progress, not just on one server, but on every single server. But luckily, that's not something that other players can dictate, so... So every time you see the... Okay, so you can see my sense bar at the bottom of the screen, right? It's filling up. Each tick of that is 10% towards my next amnesite. Hitting 5 of these will fill it up halfway, hitting 10 of them will fill it up all the way. Putting 5 of these things in the crate will fill it up, etc., etc. And like I said before I fully understood what the sense bar actually did, I gotta mute my goddamn chat. Like I said, before I knew what the sense bar actually did, it doesn't dictate anything outside of that. It doesn't dictate anything outside of your progress towards the next anemnesite. So unlike, you know, air, water, and food, it doesn't, and like, you know, your sanity, it won't actually affect anything in game if it's low or empty or anything. It's just there to visually show you the progress. This is another reason why I feel like the change to the Metalworks was so good. Like, they thought about everything being more pro-social, every aspect of how you interact with it, all the way from shrinking the mining pit to... If you were a bird, what bird would you be? I would be, probably something tiny and annoying, but, like, super resilient. I'd be like a starling. We're all about the proletariat lifestyle here at Driftifer Industries. I'll show you guys, or I'll just, you know, I'll illustrate to you how lucrative this is compared to the Scum Fate, or like the Cortex Fate. Like it's a joke thinking that the Cortex Fate is like a good source of anemnesites. Like, what opportunities do you have as a Cortex to actually like earn class currency? You strictly play Cortex to, you know, be a to be a sadist. Starlings are invasive, yes. I consider myself quite invasive. There used to be, like, flocks of starlings that would, blot out the sky. In America, anyway. Alright. And then so, this is a unique opportunity that I'm going to take advantage of. I'm going to put these in my locker. What does a woodcock do? What does a woodcock... Would a woodcock woodchuck wood? A wood penis? Oh! I have to, like, super turn my head to look at chat. That's not something that you need to do. That's, like, utterly gonna just waste my anemnesites. But even storing all of those, I got 9 anemnesites from that. Normally each one, oh, thank you for subscribing. Normally each one, each unit of 5, I kind of consider to be, like, 2 anemnesites each. Because when you're processing them, it's a little bit more than 2. I forgot the ration cycle was active. It's a little bit more than 2 on average, because you are putting them into a crate, which will award you the 10th of an anemnesite when you fill it. Come in here and roleplay if you're gonna start roleplaying. Jeez. All right. Well, anyway, that was the quickest way to get anemnesites. That was hands down the quickest way to do it, is with the prole, just mining away. Right now, I hear you screaming, drift, drift, drift. What about the farming? They updated the farming. Isn't it good now? Doesn't it take like no time at all? Yeah, it takes no time, but it's like 1 trillion times more intense in the attention department, which I don't really like. And it's dependent on that fucking grog machine being on. I like that the barrier for entry to the farming has now been... Oh, this is also pay on 10... Oh, well, okay. I'll show you when we find a pay station. I like that the barrier for entry on the cans, or on the gardening, is cans now. I didn't like that it risked your health as a prole, since it was you were so sensitive as a prole anyway. Thank you to whatever nerd dropped that. But I promise you, whatever you think that you're gonna earn, the potential that you're gonna earn, and like, you're never gonna get it on the laundry, especially solo. You're lying to yourself if you're going to make any amnesites as a laundry prole. The reason why laundry exists is because not every server is dead like this. All of these methods and like the weight, that's why these numbers are misrepresentative as far as like how many amnesites you get per hour, because it's dependent upon the contestation you have at that job. If Metalworks is hyper contested, you're not going to be making 10 per trip. You're going to have to reduce it and do a different pattern of coal to, or a different ratio of coal to iron in order to get any anemnesites for sure. Or you're going to have to risk losing it, you know, by putting it in, putting it where somebody can steal it. Now, oh, yeah, that's not it. It's this one. In contrast to that, right, this job is way less prone to that. Now, all it is you're contesting the same thing as before the patch. You're just contesting the oh, I didn't check. You should always do that. Is something going crazy in memory? I've played memory before, and my ping is so bad. I tend to not be able to see people moving like normal. Back when it was like fragment. Okay, so it's asking for Crimson King. It'll ask for something over there, and you really kind of want to know beforehand, because I was growing Moonchild material. Oh, and another thing, these jobs, this is something that'll come up as far as the Scum and Liquidator jobs, but these jobs are not dependent. What's the best way to make AMs on a full server? I still think that Metalworks, like, I'll get I'll get people arguing over this, but I still think it's Metalworks. No matter what, even if you have the thing entirely contested, as long as you're able to access the nodes themselves, as long as the nodes aren't in complete contest, you still have access to like a certain amount of amps per hour that's just uncontested by other fates. Like, obviously, the Liquidator is like the guy that I'm going to point out saying like he's going to make a ton of Anemnesites, but it's so weighted on the server's rot level that you're never going to be able to guarantee that unless you directly affect the server's rot level, which you can't really do like with as much agency on a high pop server. So like the best job on a high pop is you going to Metalworks and getting a distinct ratio of ore to metal or ore to coal, so that you can guarantee that you're going to be able to maintain the forge as you're smacking the ores. And so maybe I'll go back to that. Maybe I'll go back and show you guys that, because I do have a little method of doing that. You'll need to like maintain a certain ratio of ore to coal in order to guarantee that every time you visit the furnace, you'll be able to pound out all your ore and keep the furnace lit. Because you saw me earlier get 4 coal to like 1 million metal. That's not going to work if you're going to metal contested. Because like I said, people can just steal that shit, and they definitely will. Every single server I've played on, they steal it, no matter what. And so, in order to assure yourself that you can keep that metal after you craft it, you have to be holding on to it the entire time, which can only happen if you're doing it one by one. And to do it one by one, you have to burn a lot of that forge time, where you're not, like, the shit is just getting cold, And so you'll need to account for that by getting more coal, thus losing you Anemnesites. Potential, anyway. So if we're going for OSRS terminology, that's what gets you the most per hour, but it's the most... Oh shit, I gotta... you never want to do this. Have your slop can full of the slop. Oh, come on now. You will end up needing the... you will end up needing the can inevitably to refill the furnaces up here if you're doing the garden job. But I hate this job. I do not like gardening. These boxes are always in contest. Like, somebody's already farming it. On every single server you join, someone's already farming it. So, like, this has the potential to have the most Anemnesites per hour, but unless it's on a completely dead server, in which case you have more potential for Anemnesites elsewhere, you're not going to get a lot. You're not going to get enough to warrant... Oh, shit. Somebody was already doing Crimson King. Hell yeah. This is the convenience of unofficial, like, community servers. There's always 1 trillion gallons ready. Because I promise you that every community server has that one liquidator that's spawned in, just max Anemnesites, just playing the game alone. This is the biggest part of this job that I hate. You are sitting here waiting. In Metalworks, you're doing this too. You're doing this exact thing, actually, waiting for it to get up to a specific temperature so that you can start doing the job. But when you're doing this in Metalworks, there's the possibility... Well, I mean, this also exists within this job too, but there's a possibility that somebody else has already warmed up the furnace for you, or that somebody has the material to do it for you, like right there. And it's not... They're not going to put that in a different furnace. They're not going to be consuming your fuel by turning on another distillery. They're just going to be straight contributing to you over at Metalworks, which goes to my point. That's the best job. It's just objectively, since the rework, since the more pro-social weight to how you get the Anemnesites, there's just no reason not to just hang by Metalworks, even if you don't have a pickaxe. Either sit around there and grind out like 5 or 10 credits so that you can buy a pickaxe if there's like literally no wood, or just run the trash cans for wood, go make 1 ingot, and then you have a pickaxe. It's like the quickest grind ever. It's like in Rust if you got like a custom SMG by like running sewers for 30 seconds. It's like it's so efficient. With this you have to be under the assumption that either the guy that's doing this job is not going to finish it, or you're going to steal from him, or you literally you have to wait for him to be done. You have to just wait for him to not be, or kill him. Like there's less pro-social elements to this job that encourage you to work with other people and not just straight against each other. Like if all three of those greenhouses did all three of the crops and you could pick what crop you're growing, that would open up 18 crop plots for you to work with, making it way more pro-social. Like, oh yeah, you want this, you can have this crop plot to grow whatever you're doing, you know? I think that would be a great change. That would encourage me to do this job more. But as it stands, even on a full server, this is not the best way to do it. There's way more opportunity for people to steal from you in this job. You can guarantee that nobody will steal from you in Metalworks. I did see that Below Set was going to like update the game and add like a new map. They're currently showing spoilers of the new map, and it looks fucking cherry. It looks awesome as shit. And what I'm hoping they do with that is they eye themselves up for a room on the map for like a new job. There's definitely a void in like the balance of how you get amnesites. That's why you'll always see like you'll always see someone at metal. You will always see them. Oh shit, new map? Yes. They've been posting spoilers in their Discord if you want to go and look at, I think, development. You can also turn a tag on for that. And it looks fucking awesome. And it seems like they're gonna do it like Ark, where you at the server level, you just decide what map you're gonna host. So I really feel like, especially if all of the official servers jump to the new map, that'll really open up room for people who liked the old map, this map, to like go to community servers and go like, oh, I can be on, you know, the map that I actually want to play on. Because I'm hoping they're not designing the new map to just be straight better. I'm hoping that it's like, you know, they're gonna keep working on this one. Alright, I did get a few extra by some other person already doing it, and I don't know specifically how many. I think 6 makes 4 times 6 is 24, so like it makes 24 on its own. Damn, he had a lot in there. 26 plus 4, so 30 extra. That's crazy. And then, so at this point, anyone can come and steal from you. Anyone can just go up, do this. You're not here? Like, oops, oh well. They're gonna take it from you. I should get all of them. There's just no way to guarantee that you can keep your anemnesites with this job. And also, like I said, when other people turn on the other distilleries, it eats away at the fuel that you have. So this is a fuel-based activity. Metalworks no longer is fuel-based because they removed the sheet and axle from the cargo pool, from the cargo, you know, loading crate pool. Okay. Now, here's where you're gonna gain AMs, and you're gonna, like, freak out over how cool it is. It's devlog in the Discord. Yeah, it's really cool. Check out the new map. It looks fucking awesome. So each of these can hold 12 as opposed to the Metalworks 5. And filling one up, I think they do give you 20 each, right? So filling one up gives you, like, close to 12 divided by 5 is like a little less than 2.5 AMs, right? So yeah, it was like 2 and some change with the little extra bonus that you get for this. And so you get more, right? Obviously this is just, it's more. You can carry more of these, you can process more of these at a time, but it's that delayed burn and that non-guarantee of you getting these things to pay you off for all of the time that you invested. Yeah, dude, all of the spoiler pictures that they've been posting, I've just been locked to. I've been like imagining the infirmary where there's like beds and stuff. I'm so this is just headcanon. This is entirely headcanon. I'm super hoping for like a new doc job. The doc is like the emptiest boy. He feels, I just want I want to do something as the doc. I want something to be happening. Filling the vending machines is just pointless. They're gonna get full. You're gonna have to buy stuff to keep filling them, and they're ultimately not that useful to the server. Harvest organs would be awesome. Harvest organs, like as an optional, like I don't know, maybe you be a malprac to do that, but like, because like it's contraband, right? So that would be fucking awesome though. I just want something for the doctor to be able to do passively, like the cops running around and doing their cop job, so that it doesn't feel like you're waiting, like you're running towards gunshots, hoping that to God that somebody's hurt, or like waiting for wartime so that people get exploded. All right, real quick, I'm gonna show you the strat for when you're like, okay, I'm on fucking signal 1 on pop, you know, and I've got to go to the mining pit to gain some amnesites. We're gonna pretend that there's only like 3 nodes, right? So what you want to do is you want to just try to get enough coal to light the furnace the first time. When you're coming down here, there will almost never be nodes on a populated server, and you're gonna have a ton of charcoal here. If that, you know. But one thing that most people don't know is that coal will... You can also use wood as coal to light the furnaces. They function identically. So when you put in 4 pieces of wood, it will light the furnace. And since you're looking for wood to make the... Okay, I do have to go really quick after this. I also conveniently need to kill this body so that I don't die. I have family affairs to attend to. I think even I'm not hiding that layer, so you saw what what message I just got. But on populated servers, you're probably not going to find too many ores. You're probably just going to find the coal. So what you want to do is get the 4 coal to stock up to light the furnace, right? And then what that'll do is give you enough time to, if you're really quick about it and you're good with your inventory management, you know, opening and closing it and everything, you can get 3 nodes worth done. And I'll illustrate that at the actual furnace. But then after that, so it'll get too cold to light up the furnaces, and you'll need to put more coal in. But since it's already up to temperature, you don't need to put 4 coal in. You just need to put another piece of coal in. So what you should do is come down here, and just with an empty inventory, nothing but your pickaxe, is just wait. Is just camp it, get the 4 coal, and then you want to go get 3 coal. And then you get another coal, and then you go and get another piece of iron. And if you're a queen about your resources here, or you don't like the fact that you get a encumbrance debuff, just get this last coal and another piece of metal to carry with you. I'll show you how to do that right now, because I have to go. But you can continue filling if you want to just over-encumber yourself. It will eat away at your resources a little bit quicker, and it will expose you. But this is how many you can carry. See, 7% encumbrance is like the most that I'll tolerate normally, because I am a queen. And then you can carry the 3 pieces, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, and then plus 1 in your hand. You see that? And this won't encumber you very much at all. And there's no opportunity still. You'll notice nobody can grab stuff. When you're holding it like this, unless you press E to drop it, nobody can grab stuff. If you open your inventory, you're still holding on to it. Sometimes if you're running too quickly, you'll accidentally drop it, but nobody can take it out of your hands. Nobody can pick it up if it's in your inventory like this. Or I think people can actually keep it, can put it into their inventory, but they can't grab it from you. And you'll notice that when we light this furnace and these things are red, that you can't pick them up and put them into your inventory. So there's no chance of people stealing them that way. So yeah, we're role-playing like we're on an official server, right? So you would just drop the 1, right? You would drop your 1 ingot, and then, well, no, so you would put the coal in first, right? And then you would drop your ore, and then you would immediately grab onto it so that nobody else can touch it. For a brief window of time, nobody can touch your ore. But again, you want to wait until the furnace is fully up to temperature. I hope you can't see me when I alt-tab, but I'm gonna risk it. So this is the it's not up to temperature right now, right? I put 4 coal in, and when it gets up to temperature, it'll start spewing out what's it called? Sparks. And there's no reason to put your right there like that. So you drop the coal in and you grab it, and then you start beating it. And these things will stay in your hand. You bring them over here and do that. The next one out. Yeah, see, I wasn't quick enough. I'm not very fast. I was being old man. But you have the opportunity to do 3. I have tested it out. You just want to add another coal, and it'll bring it back up to temperature relatively quickly, and you can continue beating on it. Banker shenanigans. Hold on 1 second. You see how brief the window of time is? You only have room to do 1 extra one every time you throw a piece of coal in. Ooh, a limitation order. That will basically always happen anytime the server is beneath a certain threshold of rock. Alright, so that was a little clunky, but that's basically the mechanics of how you juggle, like, getting anemnicites on a really heavily popped server, and making sure that you gain them. And if you're really quick about it and you're not clunking around like I am, you'll gain about, like, maybe 5 anemnicites compared to the 10 anemnicites that you would gain otherwise. Alright, yeah, these are really heavy. Alright, I'm gonna log out right here, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm not gonna end the stream, but you will be seeing all of my wallpapers and hearing the background of Aneurism. BRB. Okay, jeez. I just ran a damn marathon. Doctor being able to make blood packs? Yeah. I didn't like that. I did not like the, chroma idea that... Oh no, which, Oh no, it's not red anymore. Oh man. Catch my breath. Thank God. Picked the right one. I did not like the idea of a blood pack factory being like an insta-health stim pack thing. Maybe if it was dot healing, you know? Maybe if it healed a specific amount over time. Hey, welcome. Thank you. Maybe if it was like a, a heal over time thing. Oh yeah, I have to kill myself. I have to Minecraft myself. Oh. Chroma suggested that, and I like the idea of doctors having another job, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm really wanting there to be another job. But the idea of a Scum or a Cortex popping a stim pack and being insta-healed is like, I'm not okay with that. You need to either have made really complicated food or, I don't know, buy something. Like, if it worked the same way, if it worked the exact same way as, like, the current vending machines do, and they were, like, expensive healing items, sure, maybe I could tolerate it. But I wouldn't want it to be like that, because then it would just be another vending machine to fill. It wouldn't be a new job. There's a delicate play here. What am I doing? Oh, I'm dying. There's a delicate balance of you having to pick, like, do I want to make the game more fun and ruin the balance, or do I want to increase the balance and then the game's more fun because it's more balanced? Lane is peak. Lane predicted the internet. Oh, that was it. Is this it? No. There it is. Alright, now I can kind of really break down and show you guys, like, what I was talking about. So that first window of time, all four of them being put into the furnace at the same time brings the temperature up really quickly. So, like, if we're using the distillery as an analogy... Oh, I didn't get my pickaxe. If we're using the distillery as an analogy to, dick measure the anemnesite gain, you're still... I'm kind of losing the thread of what I was just saying, but you're still going to be gaining more, even in this form, than choosing the distillery job. The distillery job, just, you never get guaranteed the money. But after I kind of reiterate, I'm going to probably do maybe... I don't want to do controller or any of the Cortex because I want to actually, like, gain anemnesites, but I do want to show you the Liquidator and Scum, as those are objectively, no matter what you're trying to compare them against, they have the highest roofs on how many anemnesites that they can make per hour. If you take a bunch of drugs, you need new kidneys. I mean, like I said, the organ harvesting would be cool, but I don't know what... Like, you would just have access to organs then, like, as a doctor? Like, it would just be, like, way easier to get the best food item in the entire game? How would that work? I don't see a way for... I like the idea of, like, the doctor being able to do that, because that's very in character. but it doesn't seem like... I just can't think of a way for it to be not abused. They would need to make organs not contraband, which would kind of need to follow with a nerf. The reason why organs are contraband is because they're just objectively awesome. Like, unless you're not scum, they're just, like, the best food that you come across. Because, like, if you're on a populated server, you know, you're gonna get them often. Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Alright, so we got the 4 to start the furnace, and now we need... Let's alter my recipe here. Let's alter my formula and go 2. And then 1s. Because I feel like that window of time was longer the first time I tried. So we're gonna go 4, and then 2, and then 1. And then 1 and 1 and 1. We're gonna carry that last one. I'm kind of trying to brainstorm, because I would really like to see a change to docks. I just don't know what it would look like. That's it, right? Yeah, 7. And then last piece of coal. Like, the auto-stitchers suck, too. If the auto-stitchers change nothing else about them other than every time you get an award drop, it awards you 20 instead of 10, that would be awesome. Because it's just, I never feel incentivized to put more than 1 dip of health into an auto-stitcher. Like, regardless of context. Because I'm never concerned about other people's health. I'm concerned about mine. Okay, so we're role-playing like this is a full server, right? So we can't put that on the floor. We're role-playing like this is a full... Oh. Those out of here. Those are naughty. We didn't get them this life. So, we're role-playing like it's full, right? And so there's going to be like 6 other guys here, and so you want to just go and you want to start your furnace. Or if there's not 6 other guys, there's at least 6 other guys mining. We're going to start our furnace, and then as soon as it gets up to temperature, we got to shmove. Because there is the window of time to get 2, but you got to shmove. You got to really shmove. Now, normally you can use that camera to kind of tell if there's people sniping you. Put that camera working. So we have 15, we have almost 16, right? Let's kind of like see how much this is, and then we can whatever it's called, you know, go off of that. Maybe the window of time really is only 2. But you put it in there, you grab it back, obviously, put the coal in there, right? And we listen for that thing to light back up, like that. Grab it. There we go. Oh, man. Would have been cool if we got 1 more out of that. Oh, I don't have another one. That would also be something to think about, whether or not you need that many. Alright, that's only 4, so that's not even 2 anemnesites. But you don't need to do that multiple times. With that first method, the setup is you gain basically no anemnesites until you gain all of them. And so with this method, it's like every time you visit the quarry, you're gaining 2 anemnesites. Which is, I think, kind of how they wanted you, Velocit, how Velocit wanted you to approach that job in the first place. Okay, so we've done the metalworks, we've done the distillery, and now I'm just going to briefly show you. This is not worth doing. They've updated this so that you no longer need to spam to get the 3, and it will spawn 3 to 5 now. But one thing that I would like to show you, and one thing that most people probably don't think about when they're in the laundry until like the 6th or 7th time that they're in here, is you can just steal the shit right through the door. I showed this in a video, or not, I didn't show it, but I spoke about it anyway in a video. And it's just I don't know. This is boring. There's so much clicking involved. I have to wait. I don't like waiting. Like there's no way I can actively make this timer go down. I do like that they reduced the wait time to be sort of in sync with this whole task where you're not... Like, when you're done, you go and you click this, and it's usually fine. But, like, look, what am I doing right now? I'm just talking. Cameras as actual cameras, Cortex would be... I would like a little expansion to the Sanitar to make them, like, not functionally useless outside of just being another Cortex. Like, if they could maybe access... Now, Chroma brought up a good point in one of his videos where he was saying that if you memorize the location of the... that didn't even give me like half an amnesite, and I got those 4 for free. Look, I'm not waiting here for this. The laundry sucks. I'm not doing the laundry in any more capacity than I need to. But yeah, being able to look through them would be fucking awesome. Or like, maybe Five Nights at Freddy's, there's like power that you have to, like there's another generator, you know, that you have to keep maintained, but it's in the Nexus, so only a Sanitar can do it. You know, that way, even if there's liquidators on the map, there will be more, like even more of an incentive for the controllers and liquidators to say, hey bro, we need a Sanitar, you know, because we need to do shit up here in the Nexus. If there was more like reason to be in the Nexus as a Sanitar, that would be nice. Really hope I put my pickaxe away. Well, yeah, laundry's great if you have homies that are chilling with you, if you have people like that already have amnesites to come and spawn you stuff. But, again, you still need to do that shit. You still need to be the laundry bitch and do the laundry, which I just fundamentally I don't like. Okay, so, we're going to hop into this liquidator because I have the amnesites to do it. But one thing that you're going to note is that we are spending amnesites. So we're spending 6 to get this body. And the liquidator only spawns with 2 of the shitty repair kits. So we're not going to be repairing to get our amnesites. We're really going to be relying on the cancer pods, the rot puzzles, these things. Now, this is where it's sort of hard to defend my Metalworks' goated claim, because on community servers specifically, there is no beating the amnesite gain of just like waiting for the server to get 100% rot and going around like this and popping all these pimples. Because yes, we're only getting 10 and this is really loud. This is very loud, sorry. Yes, you're going to get, these are only 10, and, but there's fucking a million of them. The rot level right now, on this server, is only 50, right? But there's a shit ton of these puzzles. Now, the meta would have been to invest, it used to be 3, but now it's 5 amnesites to go and get a scum body. And then just while the server is completely dead and empty, farm out the resources to get an ID. They're usually not that hard. You usually don't need a dealer body to get the resources. You can usually just wait around and, you know, do different jobs until one spawns. Because, believe it or not, circuitry is relatively common in the spawn table. Like, it's almost as common as the plastic itself. But you will end up... Other people will end up taking your plastic and circuitry, right, for other things. Oops. Forgot what job I was doing. And so the key thing is to come and blow these things up. These fundamentally control the rot levels. These neurostabilizers, All 4 of them being up, the max the server could possibly be, even if every other object was broken, is 50%. So you will fundamentally rot the server much, much quicker by blowing up neurostabilizers than you will, or you'll lower the rot by fixing them than you will by doing any other task. The neuros also do the most, they give you the most anem drops, no matter what your class is. Right, and so this is what you want to kind of do to get anemnocytes as the liquidator, but like I said, only after the server's been rotten. Or not rotten necessarily, but, you know, brought to the point of rotting. There's also other criteria that you need before a server can actually rot. I'll only do this for a little while, but it's to illustrate a point, right? Even if there are no other resources in the server, even if there's no, like, banker or like, you know, consoles to pick up your pay or anything like that, you'll always be able to have access to some source of anemnocytes and the things to make the anemnocytes, right? Because at its core, the proles have the greatest access to it, and what do you need to get that? You just need a fucking piece of wood. You need 1 wood. That's it. Every other resource is readily available to you. Whereas with this job, this does seem awfully lucrative. I'm almost back at 17 anemnocytes. But, 1, I'm exposed right now. Like, if any other person, and there's a war right now, so if I get blown up, I have to go and spend money to heal. So if any other person joins the server and they outrange me, which this range on this is pathetic, I'm dead. I'm gonna die because I'm completely unprotected. This is a very there's no healing. You need to constantly what is that called? Stat queen your stats. You'll always need to be full health and food and all that crap. Because any tick of damage is permanent. You can't it's not something that you can easily fix. You know, the auto stitchers only have so much blood in them. I think they have 150 in them each. There's usually 2 available to you, so there's 300 at each of the infirmaries and 150 underground. You know, you'll eventually run dry on those. And as a liquidator, you don't have access to the underground. If you spend a lot of time and memorize these pimple locations, this is a lot of AMs per hour. Right, if we're using the OSRS nomenclature, this is a lot of AMs per hour, but ultimately, it's just not, you're risking more to gain about the same as Metalworks. The only circumstance in which you would want to just hop into a liquidator unprompted with no materials already prepped is in the case like this, where it's a low pop and the server's rot level is very high so that you can profit. I'm looking at these neuros and they kind of all look like they're broken, so I'm surprised that the rot level is not higher. I think that's because there's some infrastructure that's still up, but luckily the war... So, like, nobody broke those neurostabilizers necessarily. Nobody went up to them with an IED and broke them. That's the other option for you, is if you're, I guess, long gaming it and you actually like the server, you can just wait for a war to happen. By the way, if you didn't know, this is where you can decide to become a Sanitar with anemnocytes. It costs the same as becoming the Liquidator. It's the only spawn as far as I'm aware. But be careful, because if you walk backwards, you can die. Alright, and so this is kind of it. This is it. There's no other, like... You can wait for the, like I said, to finish what I was saying, you can wait for the wartime to blow up the neurostabilizers instead of deciding to spend money on a scum body. But, basically, you wait for the server to become completely rotten, and that's the opportunity to get money as a liquidator. And with these small repair kits, I suggest you just repair cameras or the neurostabilizers themselves. I don't care about this server, so I'm not going to go and repair anything important. Oh, there's more. and you do get a glitch playing this class, if you get killed with your flamethrower on, you should be aware that you're probably making a sound that you can't hear, but everybody else can hear. So if you're like, if you're a scumbag and everybody's immediately aware of your presence, even if you've made no noise, that's probably why. If you were a liquidator in the prior body, in the prior life. Again, this is uncharacteristic of a server. Now, most of the time, especially if you just look through here, we'll look through official right now and go by players. Any amount of players will encourage the server to stay unrotten. You know, since this is a really high pop server, there's probably a lot of people looking to rot it. So there's like an uncharacteristically high amount of people looking to rot that server, but it's still going to be an uphill battle because most people are not looking to rot the server when they play this game. Most people are just looking to like be a cop and be a sadist. I was doing some calculations for how much you could make per repair kit, but the wiki has no stats for how many uses it takes for a building's repair. I made a post on the Reddit, but no conclusive data. So I can answer that question. So a large repair kit and a small repair kit both repair the same amount. Like if you're asking how much it's repairing the structure, they don't repair different amounts, but they do have different durability uses that they expend upon each hit. I'll use another camera as an illustration. But basically, these cameras are the only ones that take an off number of hits. And you'll notice I fixed a camera and it consumed 27%. That's because I hit the camera 8 times, and each time I hit it, it consumed 3% of the durability. The 80 pop as hell is just a straight up anomaly. It's not 80 and 30. It is 30 and 50 if I remember correctly, but it's not necessarily tied to how many hits it has. It's well, I mean, yes it is, but it's the way I think about it, right? Every time I hit something with the small repair kit, it deals 3 damage to the repair kit, regardless of what I'm hitting. Every time you're using the large repair kit, it's doing like 1.2 damage per hit, right? So you're doing less damage to the large repair kit, which also has a larger health pool, right? So it not only it uses less durability, it has more HP to use on it. As far as I'm aware, I don't think that I'm wrong there, but I always could be. Alright, and let use like 53 or something. This thing sucks. I hate this specific pimple spawn. That one next to the wartime ration factory that's next to the vending machine, that one also sucks ass. I hate that one. You'll always forget those two. Oh, hello, Holly. Alright, we got more than our... One thing you'll also notice is that your name changes depending on how many amnesites you gain as that body. That might be something that your sense does dictate, is your name. But we are already over what we spent on this class, and it took like, what, 10 minutes of me just idly yapping into the microphone and hitting pimples with my infinite ammo. Look at this! This is like an amnesite right here. So this is a close second. This definitely comes close in second, but because you have to spend AMs to get here, you are a little bit more secure in a larger server because you'll have docs to heal you. But like if you're just trying to do this challenge, basically, only in the circumstance of this challenge, or you're just a loner and you'd like to play on empty servers, like this is not more than, like, you're never gaining more than you are as a prole, and you're never losing more than you are as any other fate. Because you'll never be able to gain as much as a prole. You'll only ever be able to get, like, up to, you know, close. And what's really irritating is if you soak in these servers long enough, you'll realize that the game basically forces you to become a prole again at some point, because you'll lose access to certain resources without being one. Alright, we gained a ton of amnesites as this boy. And we didn't even hardly... Oh, that was only one strike. We didn't even hardly use his repair kit. He still has a bunch of nutrition on him, too. But I'm over this job. I want to show you the doctor job. Oh, you know what? I should go and fix the things if I'm going to do the doctor job. Oh, I do want to show you one more thing before at KMS. We are going to go down here, and I'm going to show you the best way to go fishing. Now, the proles do have a lot of advantage. And I guess, theoretically, you could do this as a Cortex, but you'd freak everybody out. Not that you're also going to freak people out doing this. But basically, you own every fish. No prole is going to run up to that fish with you doing this. Or leech, whatever it happens to there being. And then going underneath here is a little bit easier, but that was kind of a large ask. Yeah, no prole is going to contest you fishing like this. And it's a lot easier. But you'll draw a lot of attention doing this. So, kind of up to you what you want to do. And this is where you'll notice that you have to be a prole at some point. So, servers do not spawn with rations. You actually do create them. And what happened here... Yeah, what definitely 100... Yeah, exactly happened here. What literally happened here is a liquidator came in, got one fish, dropped it in here, and then did one math problem as a prole, and then went back to being a liquidator. Or suspicious meat. Because you get 20 for the very first resource that you put into the ration factory and processing, and then see, since I can't do the math, the liquidator cannot process any more fish into rations. And it's not asking for fish right now. But... Oh my god, bro, you scared the fuck out of me. That was a little jarring, jeez. Oh shit, I didn't mean to click that button. No! I meant to click, shit, was it this? No, it wasn't this one. Hold on. That guy scared me so bad I jumped out of the server. I freaked out. It's this one. You scared me so bad I jumped out of the server.
Yeah, I do that.
Here, you want anything? I'm gonna jump over to the doctor. Oh no, I'm gonna fix the things, and then I'm gonna jump over to the doctor. And then I'm gonna jump over to the doctor. Oh, I muted you. Come back here. Come back here. I muted you on accident. Come back here. Where are you? It said I muted you. Where are you? Come back here. There we go. Now he's unmuted. Alright. And again, man, I'm gonna be bitching and moaning about this. I'm gonna be complaining because guess what? This fucking doctor... I mean, okay, alright, the point of the doctor is not to make more anemnocytes, obviously. But this doctor will never make enough to feel like the 3 AMs is worth... Like, it's not gonna get you more AMs, you know? You're just gonna be more secure in your body. You're not gonna have to revive. Gosh, the man! It's the little one. We're about to get 50 AMs and swap servers if you're following. You're a knower. Oh, you're still muted. What the hell? There you go. That system does not work correctly.
I'm the one doing the repair kit testing.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. Here, when you jump over, I'll give you the rest of them. I'm gonna repair this other one, and then that'll be that. Yeah. So the durability. I don't remember specifically what the amount of hits that the large repair kit has, but it won't be. The reason why people like them is because there's just more HP on them. They're quite obviously going to last a bit longer. And now, obviously, so, like, nobody's put any medicine into this, because this is, you know, this is a Shockbite Aneurism server, no country code selected, right? Nobody's playing on here except for, you know, to come and, you know, bother me. I was 105 when I joined in here. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm going to the next world. Where's the nearest cortex? The medicine themselves, like if you're buying it, right? That's a good strat to just straight up buy anemnesites. Like if you're going to shops and they have like the sanity parcels for sale, that actually is a good strat. If you already have money and you just want to spend money on anemnesites, that's a great way to do it. Also, it's just worse craft for a small kit than a big kit. Also, yes, the material crafting cost, it's just way more efficient for your garbage collection tasks to go and get the metal to convert one of each of those resources into a into something that you can use instead of two of those resources, because those two resources specifically, I'm telling you, man, everyone on the server is looking for those. Those are like the key crafting ingredients in everything. Yeah, and also, I don't really like dumpster diving. So there's that too. And this is the problem too. These things start full, so on a community server, it's not ever going to be lucrative for you to ever hover around the auto stitchers whatsoever. On a official server, that's completely you're completely capable of doing that. Oh, okay. So that's the other thing. Community servers have a higher drop rate, which does affect, well, I mean, often have a higher drop rate, which does affect their ability, or your ability as a doctor to craft cool shit. But really, I don't see that as having a huge effect, because what you'll find out after you're done crafting those is you've filled both vending machines, and nobody's buying anything, because why the fuck am I buying radiation pills? Like, where am I going that I'm getting irradiated? Tell me. Explain it to me. If it's under 16 credits, med parcels are straight profit. Yeah, no, it's... So you actually get paid to make the parcels and put them in the machine. So especially if a doc has... like, is putting them in the machine themselves and wants to make that money back, or wants to make those anemnesites back, buy them. Straight up buy them for, like, whatever they're being sold. If it's, like, low rot, buy the shit in the machine to clear it, so that you can keep putting stuff in. And I killed all of the, one thing that you might learn through, the pay cycle is, even if any of these ATMs were working, I just switched fates. So any amount of credits that I had built up in my ATM is gone. I just, poof, goodbye. And this one's full too. And you'll see on the right, these prices are different than another machine. That's because the rod is fluctuating. I think it's going up. Or down. It's going down a little bit. And so these prices are going to fluctuate. They're probably going to drop just by like 1 or 2 credits. Some of the less expensive ones aren't going to go for very much at all. Are not going to fluctuate very much at all. But even with these boosted rates, these like very clearly boosted rates, you'll notice I haven't gotten shit for a parcel yet. There's been a ton of trash. I've had to drop most of it. There's been so much trash. I think I may have enough for a parcel right now. One thing that is quite easy on a community server as opposed to like an official one is the suspicious meat is a non-issue. You can generate infinite suspicious meat with a pro body. Like, it's obvious, you know, you can run into the Nexus, but there's also that thing that I showed you with the fishery, the ration factory, where you can, hey, look at the kicks on that guy. He had the ultra casuals and the fucking Dracula flow. And I don't really have anything to help me along on this adventure. Doctors aren't really a high priority, so you will be, like, a little bit more safe getting your amnesites. Like, we talked about, like, at the Metalworks, you're very uncontested, because the only situation in which I've been killed as a doctor, like, on the surface, is when a scum is on the surface and is looking to not have any malprax, which is very rare. Usually doctors are safe against scum, because you can go, hey, you want to heal? and if the scum doesn't kill you, then, you know, you can guarantee that the Cortex will be looking for you. But like I said, you're just safe. You're just way more safe as a doc. You don't have to eat. You saw me do that entire like political video where I'm telling you, I was sitting in that server for like 20 minutes or for like 3 hours. I've heard that if you game end yourself before pay cycle and switch really fast, you can preserve your credits. You can, so if you're not a spirit when the pay cycle hits, but you are a spirit, it is very specific. There is like a narrow window of time where you can switch fates, but it's like you can also, as a, if you're spawning into a prol body, you can still use your spirit power to teleport for like a very narrow window of time afterwards. All right, I just got enough to make a parcel. And these parcels are also very uncontested. Nobody usually, no prol is going to sit here and wait for you to make the whatever parcels, because like it's just, this is all, it's going to take too long for them. They're not going to have the patience to do that. Oh, and you can also do this where you add multiple, like you can add stuff to get multiple recipes worth of the parcel, and you can actually process all of them at the same time. It might say that at the bottom corner. It's lying. It's just lying to you. And then so when it finishes, you can hit recuperate like all the times that you press process and get all of them. It's pretty cool. If you do like 3 or more, they do have the opportunity to like fling into the wall and disappear. But we can do the parcel. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go. Let's go. These cancer pods need leeches, and so that would have been nice if we actually did some fishing. Because then that would have actually like gotten us, you know, something we need. Oh, and also, you're the only one, the doctor's the only person who's allowed to make these parcels. Or, well, okay, the Malprac is too, but the Malprac can't put them in there. So there's like, you're very necessary as the doctor, but also you have no access to anemnocytes as the doctor. You're not incentivized enough to like sustain the amount of effort you're putting into the server. It's such a slog going through these trash cans on 1x rates on a community server that's just dead, and trying to actually get the ingredients and resources for the parcels from those trash cans. You basically you need to buy them as a dealer. So 2, by the way, is our score for this fate. We have not even paid back the cost of getting it. And we have been dumpster diving with the best of them. This specific thing is why it doesn't even have to be a good job. It doesn't even have to be like something that's lucrative. Like it could be laundry tier. You know what I'm talking about? Like just something that I can do as the doctor instead of running trash cans and waiting for people to get hurt. It's dead without conflict in a server, and you know, not every server has conflict on it going on immediately. Sometimes it's just the scum are a little timid and they don't want to waste their anemnocytes just yet. They want to wait for a higher pop or a higher rot level. You need something to do as a doc. This is so boring. I don't want to fish through dumpsters for pennies. I don't want it to be that Stimpack thing, though. I don't... Unless it does dot healing, I don't want it to be that thing that Chroma suggested, where in the infirmary you're crafting, you know, donated blood Stimpacks. It would be very nice if it was dot. If it was like a slow burn, you slowly recuperate it over time, I could 100% get behind it, because it would be very balanced to the pace of the fights in this game. Alright, and so this is another glitch that I showed in another video before I understood the mechanics better. This thing that I'm about to do to recuperate all of my stamina, it is useful, right? I just got my stamina back, but what it didn't show you is it just consumed a little bit of your hunger and moisture. Not like a ton, but if I kept doing that, if I do it again and again and again, it'll just keep shredding away my moisture and stamina until I start dying, until I start getting health damage. It does this, I think, because you don't regain stamina as a ghost, right? And so very often, you know, if you get shot, you might not have 100% of your stamina left, and you might not regain it all by the time the death screen ends. Okay, we can't go this way. And so I think it just automatically adds it back, but so that it can't be abused, it adds this little cost to it, where it shaves away a little bit of your hunger and thirst. These have got to be boosted rates. There's like so much shit in these trash cans. There's only like three people on. There's no way it's spawning normally. Now, one thing that I saw in Velocid's most recent large update, the 15C one, was what they were calling boulder maxing. And now, both with the hindsight of Chroma testing it and having personally tested it myself, I don't know that they did anything. Like, as a slave, and we'll go and see that maybe in the next server that we visit, or a server after that or something. We'll go and see how the slaves get their amnesites. But what I used to do before I kind of got more confident with the prole job. Oh, I have enough for another thing. Before I was like super confident. Can't go positive as a slave anymore. Can only go even. Okay, so that's how they fixed it. Okay. That's great to know, because then I won't have to go and be a slave. But so what boulder maxing was, for anyone who was unfamiliar, uninitiated, was on servers where the central furnace was not contested, where there were no, like, you know, dickheads camping it, you could essentially just go down and force yourself to become a slave to access less contested anemnesite resources. And that's the distinction I think that I'm making over Chroma's vid, is that Chroma seems to think that it was more anemnesites. Like, you actually, that was the goated job. It wasn't. It was on par with laundry, I would say, with like how many you can conceivably get with your, I don't know, I guess skillfulness at being a slave at boulder pushing. And there is a technique to it, and it can get easier as you get better at it. But I think that's a great change. Because there was nothing more disheartening than trying to go to Metalworks, getting frustrated that I couldn't get any more than like 2 or 3 anemnesites, and then breaking some shit and getting way more anemnesites than I ever could upstairs. Like, I just got that kind of, that was a little, that was icky. I did not like that. Alright, we got a lot of stuff. And honestly, fuck these. We don't need the cancer pods. Cancer pods are one of the most common spawns. That and machine trinkets are a close second. Plastic. Wood. There's not... Yeah, the farm facility's over here. What time is it? I do have a limit onto how long I can play. I got like another hour. We haven't even gotten 50 yet. I feel embarrassed. It's because I'm doing different jobs. If I was just mining, I would have had 50. We would have been on like the 3rd server by now. We would have been on so many different servers by now if I was just playing as a prole. Oh, and the biggest rip of them all. So this is the biggest. This is the biggest insult to doctors anywhere you are, even the unofficial servers. This happens. So at midnight, right, on some community servers, there's a standard like function that the server blend ones that they just saved, right? And so sometimes what that means is that they'll reset, not like necessarily they'll wipe, but they'll reset all of their variables, which means that they get rid of everything inside. They reset the rot level. They get rid of everything inside of here. All of the medicine is gone. All of the what else can you like kind of build over? Anything that's in your any money that's in your store, gone. There's a couple things that they're just disappear. Oh, any of the biofuel that you've created, gone. So if you get a stack of like 64 gallons, goodbye. I guess you're grinding cancer pods again. And any of the excess resources that you've stored inside of the farm facilities crafters, gone. Floor loot. We got lots of floor loot. I'm dropping pretty much everything except for the rats and the thing. All right, and so I've just now, like that, gaining the fourth anemnesite and only going positive a little bit. I've hit the max. I have completely done all of the jobs that the doctor can do. Unless I want to go and get like stale kielbasas, or if I want to go and fucking farm the leeches for 20 minutes. Those are the only options available to me now.
You're not getting off the server, and so you get 50.
I'm not. Oh, no. I'm gonna hop over to the pro body and actually gain anemnesites. Like, even if you guys contest it and you steal my stuff, it will just be better. Oh no, I got a pickaxe. Thank you.
They're friendly over there.
Oh, good. Oh, my mom needs Tylenol. I will be right back. But I'm gonna move over there. If anybody in the stream wants to murder me, well, I'm gonna be standing next to the fire, so that might just end up killing me anyway. I will be right back to show my mom where the Tylenol is, and then I will come back, and I will be a pro, and we will actually get shit done. I don't think this can kill me. Hold on. No, yeah, I can. It'll just take forever. I'll be right back. We might actually run to the Nexus when I get back.
Subscribe to Digisimon on YouTube.
Still not dead. Subscribe to PewDiePie. I don't know what that guy shouted, but subscribe to that guy. Alright, I'm gonna run to the Nexus. It's gonna take forever. I'm so fat. And it is so hot. It's like 1,000,000 degrees. It's actually pretty nice out today. Alright. So, even if these guys come and they're just completely toxic, right? Like, they can even do that just to support, like, the argument, right? Even if they're doing completely toxic, you'll come in here, and every time you visit the quarry, you will get 2 anemnesites. Compare that to what you just saw. Me running around literally every single garbage can in the game on the surface and getting enough resources to make 4 anemnesites. Like, I can't illustrate it enough outside of this stream to just how good the Metalworks job is and how awesome it is that Velosa changed it to be less like thievery, to be less punishing. Cash these in. And then I'm gonna do the big method. I'm gonna trust these boys to come in and steal what they can and get away with it. And even with them doing that, the big method, this is the other benefit to that method, that long line of shit. Even with that method, you can still gain more than just doing the 2 per.
Get over here and help me out, man. Get over here and help me out.
I'm helping.
Get over here. Start hitting this shit, man.
You want me to hit all this? You gotta line them up nicer than
Hit all
that.
that, man.
Gotta line them up all neat.
Look at that.
There we go. Line it up nice like a haircut, like a clean fade, brother. Just looking at that, I can say that's probably like 20. And that's probably gonna, so that's gonna be what, like 4 anemnesites total, because you're gonna hit all these once, and you're going to get 10 for turning them into the ingots, and then you're going to put them over here and get 10 more for quenching them, even if people steal, right? So there's 3 separate opportunities for you to gain anemnosites on this, equaling 40% total. The only way to lose ANs as a Metalworks Pro is by getting griefed by someone who sets themselves at 1 HP and has you accidentally hit them. That is true. That is a possibility, but that's anytime you're like anytime you're doing a public event with like multiple people, that's an option for anyone. You're at wartime, like I guarantee you've been fucked over by Cortex dudes that are like walking in front of you to limit you. So you're always going to be exposed to that. But luckily, this is just it's so inexplicably lucrative, and
I already hit these 3 times each.
the incentive
Pretty sure it's 4.
for people to steal from you is so low now, because I mean, like,
No, I
we're
just
just
got 10 for
piling them on. We're just piling them on right now.
Awesome.
But I said this at the very beginning of the stream, and not everybody might have heard this. AMs are not everything. AMs are not the whole reason you're playing this game. AMs are just the fuel that lets you go and interact the way that you want to with
It's fucking beautiful.
with the other
Beautiful
people on the
beauty.
server. Dude, yeah, this is a crispy view. They're so nice. I love it when people work together at Metalworks. It's wholesome. How many did I get? I got like 3 for just hitting the shit that they collected. Or maybe I only gained 1, I don't know. But yeah, all that pussyfooting around as the different classes. Oh, I guess I could be scum. So the other end of the liquidator spectrum, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to craft those kits. If you're gonna fix the rot level and bring it to, oh, I have more ingots. I guess I didn't realize that. If you have access to the, like, if you've been grinding and you're on a server for really long term and you can make the repair kits easily, I will concede that like if you're kitted, there's no comparison to the liquidator job, because you can just burn out like 50 amnesites in one single life without eating. But again, the amnesites are not the only reason that we play this game. The amnesites, like me doing this on a community server, the reason why I have the FAQ in the description is because I knew those questions would be answered or asked, and my answer fundamentally was, you shouldn't be doing this, what I'm doing. You shouldn't be focused so heavily on the amnesites that you're not even focused on the point of the game, which is to play with other people, which is to get other people in the server that want to do those other things for you, that will allow you to more practically capitalize on your amnesites. Like, the reason why the docks roof of amnesite gain is so low is because it's expected that other players are purchasing those drugs and like using them and consuming them. The whole message of this game is consumption, right? And so you're encouraged as other players, or you're encouraged to play with other players, and that's why, like, most of the servers that have activity have a lot of activity. They have like 20 people on at the same time, more or plus, and or they have one. They either have completely maxed servers or like one server Andes of people like me who just like the game loop. But the point of this game is to get those 5 or 6 amnesites and then go and be something that can more effectively do stuff in this game, that can more effectively, I mean, not necessarily make AMs. That's not the goal. It's not to just make AMs. It's also to make money. It's to make friends. It's, to make memories. So when you die as a scum, when you die as a limitator, when you die with 14, 25 AMs invested into a fate, hundreds of hours, Like, don't let it get to you. Because that... My friend has a really big issue with Elite Dangerous, where he doesn't want to spend his billions of fucking credits. And I'm like, why is that? He's like, because the number will go down. And I don't understand. 50 anemnosites is the max for a reason. 50 anemnosites is all you can get because they don't want you just sitting here and making that number go up. That's not what this game is. This game is about going and making that number be down so that you can go and have fun with other people's use of that number. I love being a prole. You know, I love hanging out and not risking anything and just having a relaxed experience sometimes. But the point of this game, the way that it's balanced, all of the fates, all of the design, like, decisions are balanced for you to go and enjoy those AMs somehow. To not sit on them and hoard them like a dragon. Tarkov Gear Fear. Perfect analogy. Yeah, this is a role-playing game, not like a job sim. Like, there's elements of the immersive sim in here, but it's not... You're not supposed to be sitting in your apartment and, like, you're not supposed to be just, you know, cooking metal in your apartment like you would be in Rust. You're supposed to go out and experience all of the different fates. You're supposed to want to... Like, alright, I'm done being a limitator, I'm done shooting people, I'm done getting shot by scum, I'm done fucking dealing with bad people. I gotta watch my language to YouTube. I gotta deal with bad people in fucking wartime, you know, dicking with me. Like, there's plenty of room for you to get annoyed in this game, but the point I'm hoping that I'm getting across here is that you don't get mad because that number, that yellow number in your Pip-Boy goes down.
Opening up your queue menu and then individually dropping.
I am, yes.
You don't do the bow, bow, bow.
I can. I sometimes when I'm in the groove, you know, it feels better to do the queue opening and closing over and over, but I do agree that it is annoying.
I feel you.
This is the 4 coal that I was getting. And if these guys weren't nice, if these guys were mean, that would be okay too. That's the point of the game. It's to unite these two ideas of Gary's Mod and RDM in a marriage of something that also makes a commentary on capitalism. This was a very specific message, Aneurism, and I just appreciate it so much. I'm doing this challenge as my own sense of expression towards, you know, how I feel about it. I like this game. And I don't want you to play like me. I want you to go into those 60 pop, 80 pop servers, 100 pop if they fucking get it, and enjoy losing AMs. And just let me sit here alone. Let me sit here and be a hermit, farming my skins. I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't gotten one. It's been outside of that window of time where I would normally get one. You can get skins on community servers. Absolutely confirmed. I usually main Cortex, but if I couldn't play Dealer Banker after a while to not get burnt out. Because I'd be so burnt if I couldn't. Yeah. It's not Rust. You're not sitting here... Like, you're not getting these resources just so you're like, okay, I want to get the AK now, I want to upgrade, I want to get this BP, I want to... You know, you're not trying... It's not forcing you to be competitive with violence. It's forcing you to be competitive with your resources, you know, indirectly. However you want to self-express that. Which is something that I felt like Gary's Mod was lacking, where there was, like, a lot of individual mods that might, like Dark RP, where you might have a suite that kind of emulates this existence. Like, there's plenty of stuff in Rust. I bitched about it at my my rant video. You know, there's plenty of different examples of things that are like this. But Aneurism is the only thing that I've felt does this Gary's Mod Dark RP in its truest... Like, this is what it was for. This is what all of those different design decisions in those mods were for. was to express this kind of gameplay. Oh, whoops. Alright, and so, the other meta that I'm not going to do on this life, because we're already pretty close, and it would just take me too long to set up to show you guys, is Scum, right? The game actually has its roots in a niche Dark RP-inspired Gmod game mode called Liver Failure Industrial Nightmare. Same circle inventory, too. Oh, that would be so cool to see. I'm going to Google that. Because this inventory was the very first thing that I noticed about the game. I was like, what the shit is this? Opening up trash cans and like realizing that if I click those items, they go into my inventory. I was like, I'm in love. We are playing this forever. I don't know why it was so engaging. I think it's because I spent so like at least an hour or two as a prole just not understanding anything about like how to collect resources or AMs. One thing that I like to point out is that Schedule 1 also hits this other end of that kind of expression that I was trying to find. Because in these other game modes like Dark RP and Lazarus and stuff, you have this drug salesman aspect of it, where I think people just like the idea of, like, you know, moving illegal shit. And drugs, you know, especially weed has, like, you know, kind of a culture behind it. And so this game having those elements of, like, Schedule 1 where, you know, you can make jankum and get people addicted to it. And, like, you know, then they'll come back to you and they'll beg you for more, you know. That whole vibe that Schedule 1 was trying to get with the addiction levels. I feel like they express it in two unique ways that are completely retracted. I can't do anything about that. The only difference in, like, I kind of wish that Schedule 1 would stylize itself so that the servers run like this, where anyone can just join. It's not like a single-player experience that you have to set up as a co-op experience. But I bet that's later down the line. And also, there's just a considerable amount less content in Schedule 1 than there is of this game. But they hit two different sides of that coin, right? That Schedule 1 obviously leans so much more heavily into the, like, you are a fucking drug dealer. That's all you're doing. You're not a proletarian. You're not a cop. It would be cool if there were elements of that incorporated where, like, other members of the server could kind of choose to be different roles, but I like that it's distinct. I like that this game exists, and I like that Schedule 1 exists. And I think I would like, you know, this game to lean more in that direction than Schedule 1. But it would be cool. Because I would like to join other people's Schedule 1 experiences without having to, like, manually set up, like, a gaming sesh. I wish it was just something that I could join of theirs. Like, if they're public, you know, like a Don't Starve lobby. That would be something I would be much more interested in than... Because there's just no community in Schedule 1 right now. There's, like, the Discord, and the Reddit, and the Steam discussions, and that's kind of it. It would feel more coherent if there was, like, servers running all the time that always had people in them, you know? And they weren't hidden behind each person's unique experience. But this idea of you having this role inside of a moving economy, 100% expressed awesomely in this game. Like, that's what the other mods are trying to achieve, is kind of this effect, where you really feel the impact that money has on other people. Because it required them to work for it, somehow, some way, unless they... And there's no method in which you can rob money from people, you know, so it's very difficult to, like, directly rob it. Money has a lot of weight in this game. They were also talking, Velosa was also speaking about doing some change to the dealers shortly after the new map. And I want that, right? I don't like the dealer net as it currently stands. I don't really like the shops as they currently stand. Even though they do encourage that live economy that I was just glazing, it really feels like there needs to be some kind of centralization beyond the death chat, beyond like coordinating outside of the game. Like some kind of grand exchange, maybe? A market? Ooh. We're going on OSRS analogies. Oops. Can probably fit 4 more. I'm gonna go down there. I'm actually also gonna get coal because I think I can fit it. Our hams are pretty high, but like I said, I was bitching, or I was pissing around as other roles, kind of explaining why this is the best at getting amnesites. So, not a great expression of how many this does per hour. I would really like to see a dealer change. I agree with Chroma's opinion that there's fundamentally no reason to pick dealer. Outside of needing access, cheap access to the dealer net, there's no real power that the dealer has over the banker. There's no reason to distinguish them. Like, the one thing that I can point to, if you want an example, like, the Sanitar cannot loot trash. That is a drastic distinction between him and the Liquidator. Not even considering that one has a gun and one doesn't. Just considering that change on its own is such a massive difference in how you have access to resources that you kind of need something like that as the dealer. Like, just having access to food, like, there either needs to be a nerf to the banker or a buff to the dealer. And I think Chroma's suggestion of giving the dealers 1 or 2 inventory slots where they can't have contraband detected when stuff's in them, like, I think that's perfect. I think that's perfectly balanced. I don't know how they'll program it with, like, our inventories the way they are, but, like, that's perfect. I think that has no negative downsides. I think that's a perfect compromise to the 3 amnesites cost. The only reason as to why people pick dealer over banker is because banker has the issue of getting randomly RDM'd. Yeah, I always get RDM'd as dealer, or as banker, even when my rates are set at like fucking vanilla 5%. What do you mean it's 5%? I have to pay 1 fucking bottle cap on the 100 I'm depositing with you? Grr, I'm gonna knife you to death. I'm gonna hit you with my flamethrower. It would be nice if the banker just started with Kevlar. Like a class-specific Kevlar that only... Oh, somebody did all these, or they disappeared. Class-specific. That does have the... the game can do that, where it just makes all of your metal disappear. It's unfortunate. But somebody could have taken it. Hook it up so we don't lose anymore. I set mine at 1% and got RDM'd by a Sanitar. Yeah, no, I think it's just sometimes people are just looking to kill a banker because there's nothing that they... Like, you are risking a lot for basically no access to amnesites. So they know that no matter how long you've been a banker, you could have been a banker for months, you will not have gained back the money that you spent buying that class. And I think that's why they get RDM'd a lot. Because there's just this schadenfreude of knowing, I just took that shit. Like, you're not getting that back. You are not getting your AMs back. You have to go and grind them now. The dealers always get checked, too. The dealers, like, 100% get, like, approached more by cops. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you a banker? You know? See, I just heard someone coming in close. Because the camera's fixed now. Yeah, well, I would probably also get banned listing some of the reasons. There's a very specific racial bias towards bankers. I don't like that shit. I mean, I guess there's way. I can't say that. It's not that I don't like it, right? Because like it's like everything else is like that I just said. Like you're risking shit playing, you know, as a pro. I'm risking my pickaxe. It's just about scale, right? You have access to a lot of money as a banker. You have access to the dealer net. A lot of people approach you to like make deals. You are given a lot of social cachet by being a banker, which isn't something you can quite, you know, weigh your finger on in terms of anemnesite pricing, like vis-a-vis what it's worth to you. Is the banker worth whatever the 9 anemnesites that it's costing you to hop into that body? I don't really think so. I'm never a banker. Is it worth constantly being like had racial slurs being flung at you? You kind of always have that danger in this game, but that guy, that scum that was just over here. So that guy is not gaining like the most AMs that he could. The scum has access to, like I said earlier in the stream, like around 10 to 12 AMs just sitting there waiting for you to collect them with no resources really invested. But you're exposed a lot more as the scum, right? There's a lot more people that want you dead. But on empty servers like this, well, what? What's gonna fucking kill you? The one other guy that spawns in here because you're here? I don't think so. You've got a director's death. And I can't wait for Velosa to implement an in-game reporting system. Well, those yes, I do want that too, like a report button. But also, I would just like there to be, like, I don't know, some degree of like agency, like where you can do more than just report them to Velosa. Like you can you can get them banned off of the officials or get, you know, banned off of the community servers if you're being too much of a cunt about it. Like maybe the community servers is a tad too far, but definitely the officials. Playing on officials is a privilege, in my opinion. Like Chroma said when he opened up his server, you have to pay for these. You have to pay for the fucking servers, no matter what. Even if you don't personally pay for them, you have to pay the electricity and the labor to set up the. I mean, and this thing runs on Linux. This shit is hard to actually do anything with. To actually run a server. But an in-game like report this dude for mic spamming the hard R. Yeah, I definitely want that. Especially for official servers. But what do we got? We got 38. Only need 12 more. I'm betting that's maybe 1 and some change loads. Or 1 and some change full whatevers. But I took so damn long showing all those different methods off. I think I got a half an hour. Maybe I can do it. But I think I spent so long yapping I might not be in time to do that. Oh no! Dr. Nigel's playing Abiotic Factor. That game sucks. Fucking Half-Life reference with a grounded skin. I got conned into thinking it was a good game. I also haven't been collecting the pay, mostly because I'm just assuming that all the pay cycle or pay consoles are broken, because this is a community server. But I would have been paid quite a bit for this. People might... Okay, so bankers too. Bankers are the only things that can hold on to your money, like, for sure. But you can also pay for a store. And those stores in the underground, I think, are the best uses of, like, if you want to do that. And just kind of have, like, a subscription bank that you're paying for. Those are the best options. The upkeep is like ridiculously low. They are very... Oh, you repaired... okay, well then I might go... just morbid curiosity, see what's going on with them. What was I saying? Oh, Neuro came back up. But yeah, so like your bankers are not the only way that you can hold on to your money. You can do that, and that's what I was complaining about earlier. Is that sometimes the server will reset and the stuff inside of your cash register goes bye bye. That crushes my heart. I'm gonna do another stream at some point. That's kind of similar to this, where I'm going on to the community servers and I'm getting 10,000 credits on every single community server. That might take a little bit longer than getting the anemnesites, but when I show you how I do it, you'll be surprised that the time it takes is not that long, even if I do it unofficial. Making credits is actually a lot easier than making AMs in this game. There's so many resources to getting contraband. Like there's so many like accessible resources for getting contraband. It's especially as a doc when you can just pay blood for yes. So yes, I have so many techniques for a credit grind stream. It might not be 10,000. That's just like a ballpark number. I might get stream sniped, but especially on servers with no item drop rate increase, that's going to be kind of hard. But luckily, money is something that you can directly influence with the rot level. Every single thing, like I was explaining earlier, every single thing in this server is weighted against the rot level, either one way or the other. So when you sell something to a vent, you may have noticed when you sell Jenkum or any other bullshit. Where is that scum? I need his help testing. I don't know. I think that's 20, and he's like... He was mining a second ago, so... I don't know what his plan is. Maybe he's trying to make a lung puncher or something. Oh, he's making a kidney splitter. And he's got the cool mask on, too. I love that mask. The goofy ass. The goofy ah. The true challenge in this game, if you want to challenge yourself, the very truest challenge is 100 days as a Sanitar. There is no more difficult class in this game to play solo than a Sanitar. It's just absolutely not sustainable. You can't affect your health to any significant degree. You can't affect your hunger to any significant degree. And if you are not actively grinding the resources to repair shit, you'll have a hard time managing your thirst. 100 days as a Sanitar challenge is like a peak Aneurism gameplay. Alone, anyway. Alone. It's also hard to be Sanitar in like a populated server, but for different reasons. It's mostly just because you have like a pathetically tiny health pool. Oh, there's no more iron! Right, so what you would do in this situation, on public, or even just because this guy is here mining all the iron on private, is you would just get the coal. Just like the gardening job, if your current resource, like if the guy that's, you know, the plant that you need to make Crimson King is taken, you switch to the other resource. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, you know, 4 or 8 coal, while the other shit spawns and he's going and cooking that stuff up front. And I'm going to just, you know, so that I have coal for when the iron respawns. I might go cook off that stuff while I'm waiting, too. I don't need more. I'm gonna get 4. I also have to go soon. I've also noticed that liquidators are, like, generally, super prone to RDM. Like, it's functional from the scum. Like, obviously they don't want you repairing shit. But, like, you don't get... Oh, shit. Whoops. Thought that was metal. You don't get paid to kill the liquidators, but you functionally benefit from murdering them. because they can't repair the infrastructure that the Cortex uses to hunt you. If you're not familiar with how the Cortex can know that a scum is on the surface, they have like radios that tell them. And generally, they'll know where the cameras, like they'll know what camera's triggered too. When you walk in front of a live camera and they set it off, they'll know where it is if they've played any length of time on the servers, because there's only like probably at most 20 cameras. That's not even close to 20. It's like 12 maybe. There's not a lot of cameras. Do you want any of these? I'm not gonna have to consume all of them.
Nah, it's all you.
Thank you, homie.
Eat this.
Ooh. Everything got all wacky. So what he just gave me was an organ. That stuff that I was talking about earlier that the doctors might be, you know, the doctor job thing that I was kind of wishy-washy on. Get out of there. What the... Whatever. There we go. The organs only reduce your sanity if you're not a scum, right? And, I mean, like, honestly, who gives a shit about the sanity? The sanity does nothing. It's saturation. But it gives you a shit ton of nutrients. It gives you almost a third of your hunger bar in nutrients. If you don't want to risk keeping the organ, eat it. Definitely eat it. And then just, you know, camp over at the club for a little while. Best thing to do with them, actually, is to cook them. You can cook organs as a I think just Malprac, but I might be wrong on that. I think maybe Scum also have that recipe. But the best thing to do is to turn the organs into this thing called Rotter's Goulash or whatever. That's the best food in the game. It doesn't do the most, like it doesn't give you the most food in terms of numbers, that's the ration, but it does the most beneficial stuff for you as food. It increases your hunger, thirst, sanity, and it heals you. It insta-heals you. It's like a stim pack. And I think it also gives you damage reduction on par with like the glue, but without any kind of risk of addiction. I think also a speed boost. The really unfortunate thing though is that Rotter's Goulash is only scum food. It'll reduce the sanity of any other bait. Kind of sag. Is that laundry? Oh, it's suspicious meat. Mmm. It was barbecued. I could taste the metal. Look at how wacky it looks. I suppose this is kind of a disadvantage if you have a gun, but, like, when do you have a gun as a pro? Besides when a cop gives it to you every single time you play. You might think, if you're a little bit more familiar with the game, you might think, oh, hey, those two guys out there, they're Scum and a Liquidator. They could just go walk in front of a camera or not walk in front of a camera. They could go and break a camera or a vending machine over and over. And just, you know, kind of, not infinitely, because you still need the repair kits, but, like, you know, very, very quickly. What's that? Oh, look at him. Mmm, grow big strong. Go big and strong so you can make some booze.
Hey, do you want a gun?
No, I'm about to hop off. We're close to getting 50. I guess I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. Also, I don't remember specifically who asked this, but there was one comment that I got on one of my videos. You can put any contraband in an apartment locker. Anything that is not specifically the shared locker that has like that shared bank inventory, you can put anything into a regular locker. Or into a regular like a regular house locker. Where's that? 45? Damn. I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Ooh, I need water. No, I got worms. Ooh, para mio? That might just push me over the edge. How much did I get? 47? Ooh. Oh, hey, thank you. Right what I need. Thank yous. I need to, oh, yeah. Ew. I'm getting blessed up so much. I think I was talking about how you might be thinking, if you're familiar with this, that you can, oh my goodness. That guy just wanted the stream to not be ugly. He did that for you guys. Everybody thank 1020 in chat. Alright, so do we have... No, we don't. We still need just a bit more. And then I will be free from my torment. But we're not even, what the hell was that window that I just opened up? We're not even, done with the stream yet. We still got 20 more minutes. And I feel confident that we're gonna get the 50 amnesites. Yeah, thank you, 1020. But even without those donations, I could have done it. It's not like I needed them or anything. Totally could have done it. I just, you know, the sun was in my eyes, and I had a big breakfast. I sprained my toe. Look, I wasn't ready, okay? They just came in, alright? But yes, I want to do a money stream. Money is very... it's different than anemnesites, right? But it is fundamentally, it's just as easy as getting these as a pro. It might take a little tiny bit longer than maybe you want to invest to get money. Maybe you're like, that's fucking lame. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of like time investment. I don't want to do that. You know, fair. I'll show you multiple ways of getting money that maybe not everyone wants to, not everyone wants to do the one that does the most, right? Sometimes you don't want to run the farming, the farming EXP grind. You don't want to run that all in the most efficient way. Sometimes you got shit you want to do that day. You want to get your EXP. You want to get your dailies. And so I'll definitely be focusing that stream on just being the most efficient with your AMs as far as like how you're gonna get money. I'm gonna spoil you. The doctor, because you have effectively infinite resources, is the best way to get money no matter what. But depending upon the like popularity of the server, it may not necessarily be the most like quickest way of getting money. It's definitely the most lucrative, bar none. But it might just take like much longer on a dead server than it would on and much more effort on a dead server than it would like if you just have a rotten server already to work with, or if you have like, you know, a fluctuating server to work with. Because it's not Skull Sterling like you might think, because that also has just like a ridiculously long burn time, and I hope that they change that. It's Doozer Booze. And you might already know how I'm getting a bunch of money with that, but basically, that's the only resource in the game that I'm thinking that after all the hours I put into this, that I know you can always create for free. You can always create Doozer Booze for no money, for like no credits, right? But you know, you still need to get into the doctor body. You still might need to get into a liquidator body. Just in case you wanted to get spoiled for the other stream. That stream probably will still take 3 hours, so a lot the same amount of time, but functionally it will look much different. I will probably be a little bit more guarded and unwilling to be friendly, as I will be risking something that takes much longer to get back. But I made 5, so... Yeah, I got 50, yeah. I made 5 of those ingots. You saw that I converted... Alright, cameraman. You saw that I converted 5 of those over to ingots, and then put them in. Instead of just getting the 1 amnestite for putting them in, I got 2 for converting them. So I could also just do the math ahead of time and know how much I needed. Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys, for hanging out with me. It made it much less boring having you two running around in the background doing your thing. I appreciate it. Pat's head. You are such a beautiful skinned man. Thank you, sir.
We have successfully tested repair, so we now know all the values, and we're going to get some conclusive ratios for the new credits so we can make maximum and minimum.
Can you say that one more time? What were you saying? The maximum amount?
Yeah, the maximum amount of credits you can make on a single repair kit.
Oh, okay, okay. Very cool. Hit me up with those in the chat if you want. I'll still be lingering for a little bit.
We're going to update the wiki, so...
Oh, okay, cool. Even better. Even better.
Yeah.
Doing good work out here, boys. Jesus. That's
Thank you.
very selfless. Very selfless indeed. You want the kidney splitter?
I'm good.
Alright. Later, boys. I appreciate you. Alright. That was the stream, ladies and germs. Thank you so much for everyone coming out and making that a fun experience. Thank you for everyone in the chat. We will be back with another stream. I'm thinking tomorrow, but we might also just finish the Kenshi Tour Solo challenge tomorrow. Sorry if you're just into the A4, but that might be happening tomorrow, and then somewhere later in the week we'll do that credits thing. Okay. Thank you very much for stopping by. See ya. Bye bye. Bye bye.